Oh, you are a cute dog.
I know. I don't understand why somebody abandoned him.
Oh, you were abandoned?
Yeah,
Why would anyone abandon
that's what I said.
some dog as cute as
Rescued
you?
me.
Wow. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're launching out of King Harbor and Redondo Beach. Got a party of 5. You got Shane, Yak Local on YouTube. You got the Hulk. You got Cheeto on the lime green kayak. And then we have a new guy. I haven't given him a nickname yet. Okay. Testing out a new toy. This is Shane's Old Town PDL kayak. I'm not sure exactly what the model is. It's 13 foot 6 inches. And I've wondered about this mechanism because biomechanically this is gonna work for me because I'm a pretty active bicyclist. And I'll tell you, it feels smooth, it feels fast, and I am suffering from new kayak envy. Yeah, this is nice. So today's gonna be a little bit different. I typically don't focus exclusively on big fish, but that's gonna be my mantra today. We're gonna try and make bait and then go work the canyon. Well, hunting big fish is kind of like you're stepping up to the plate and you're trying to hit a 450-foot shot, right? Sometimes you connect and it's spectacular. Sometimes you strike out. But anyways, we're gonna take that risk. We're either gonna be heroes or zeros. And so the first thing, again, is to make bait, hoping to run into some good-sized macks and then pin them and then send them down deep. Okay, so spoiler alert. If you are a fan of the frenetic fish catching action sequence videos, this is not gonna be it. But I don't mind posting videos like this where I don't catch many fish because I think there are some people who are wondering about the hows and whys. You know, where do I go to find fish? Because typically, if you can find fish, you can catch fish. So if you have watched my other videos, you'll know that we have spent most of our time working the southern side of the Redondo Canyon. I mean, look at all these waypoints. And by the way, there are many more. But I'm a curious guy, so I've always wondered, hey, are there fish on the northern side of the Redondo Canyon? So we'll be spending the bulk of our time today working some of the ledges along the northern edge. So let me give you guys some insight as to my pre-scouting workflow. I'm going to start with Google Earth, and then I'm basically going to focus in on the area of interest. And as you mouse over, pay attention to the stuff in the lower right-hand corner. It'll give you the GPS coordinates as well as the depth. So I'm looking for, let's say if you're hunting rockfish, I'm looking for a depth range between, let's say 150 to 350 feet of water. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't fish way deeper. There are. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a guy who really knows what he's doing. And he's fishing as deep as 600 feet. And he's telling me that it'll take your rig like 5 minutes to hit the bottom at 600 feet. And so if you want to target fish in really deep water, you're going to have specialized gear. You're going to need a reel with a lot of capacity, you know, something like 400 or 500 yards of braid capacity. You're going to need heavy sinkers, of course, and you're probably going to want like a high-speed reel. Otherwise, it'll take you 2-3 days to haul something up from 600 feet. And I'm going to be drawn to features like the ledges here. So if I mouse over and I find a good spot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this icon here and I'm going to drop a waypoint. Okay, I might drop one here and then it'll show you the GPS coordinates and you can punch these coordinates into your fish finder. Okay, and then I'll drop maybe a couple more. Okay, I'll drop one here maybe. Okay, and then I'll drop another one. Drop one here. Okay, so take all of these GPS coordinates, punch them into your fish finder, and then hit the water. And I'll basically just kind of zigzag between these waypoints and look for good structure. And trust me, Google Earth is your friend. As a matter of fact, there are some really savvy freshwater guys that use Google Earth to their advantage. So for example, Google Earth will give you kind of like timeline snapshots of a body of water, freshwater. And some years the water level is going to be high, and some years the water level is going to be low. So what they'll do is they'll click on this little icon here. It looks kind of like a stopwatch, and then it gives them this timeline feature. And if you kind of move the timeline back and forth, you might find a point in time when you have a really low water level, which will expose features like, I don't know, like sandbars or, you know, rock piles or whatever. And then they will drop waypoints and then punch those into their fish finder GPS and go hunt those spots, even though you can't see them on the surface. It's pretty slick. So you should definitely deploy Google Earth to your advantage. Freshwater, you look for the birds to clue you in on the bait. And at Redondo Beach, you look for kayak fishermen. So these guys are catching plenty of mackerel because they're competent, but I'm gonna take a little different approach. I've got a 3-ounce weight, you know, double drop loop. I'm gonna go right down to the bottom and hopefully pick up some sand dab. And so I'm trying to target sand dab because I keep hearing that sand dabs are lingcod candy, and they're remarkable fish. I've caught them anywhere from 50 feet to 350 feet. I mean, there could be nothing going on your fish TV, but if you drop down to the floor, a sandy bottom, you will pick up sand dabs. And the reason I'm targeting sand dabs is because they're supposed to be lingcod candy. But come to think of it, like everything is lingcod candy. Like they say Spanish mackerel, oh, that's lingcod candy. 2x4s, oh, lingcod candy. Depleted uranium, oh, lingcod candy for sure. But the point is, I'm having trouble picking them up. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be one of those days. Thankfully, the other guys are more competent than I am. So we're in really deep water, almost 500 feet. So I don't need to see the entire water column. I'm only focused in on the bottom. So I can go to menu. Let's see, I can go zoom. You can go bottom lock. You know, maybe like the first 70 feet. Boom, back, back. And now we're only looking at the first 70 feet, which is what I'm interested in. Yeah, so this is all pretty good stuff. Like bumpy, irregular bottom. And then you get that impressionist cloud. We'll see. And so what we're looking at here is prime rockfish habitat. And this is a screenshot from a Garmin fish finder. So 300 feet of depth. And then you have some hard, irregular structure on the bottom. And that's indicated by the red. And then you have this kind of like impressionist cloud right here. And I think Cheeto dropped down a underwater cam one time, and these are all basically like smaller rockfish. But we weren't picking up any big fish. Now, it's entirely possible that the northern ledge of the Redondo Canyon is flat out not productive. But we were picking up dinks, which would lead me to believe that this is an area that's been worked over before. I mean, this is SoCal and everyone has a fish finder. But I do want to go back because I don't want to give up on an entire area after one outing. Because as I mentioned, it is SoCal, and if you want to catch big fish, you have to put in the extra credit. And so we throw up the white flag for the day, and then we head over to the southern ledge of the canyon, and we pick up a couple of decent sand bass. Now, this is a pretty decent sand bass. The thing is, the Hulk is a big guy. We don't call him the Hulk for no reason. And he rides a big boat, so he'll take a decent fish and he'll make it look small. So this guy was picked up on live mackerel, and you can tell by his belly that he hasn't been skipping many meals. We picked up a couple more here and there, but overall it was pretty slim pickings.
See how big he is. Yeah, not bad.
This guy is not happy with me and he hurls an insult at me along with some partly digested something.
Okay, so pretty nice sand bass. So the one thing I want to kind of note is this fish grip is called the Berkeley Big Game Fish Grip. It's pretty good. I think it's the best fish grip for like, you know, under 30 bucks. You can find them for like 25 bucks. And I've had one for a while. They're tough. They're corrosion resistant. The one thing that this fish grip does not do, and by the way, I used to have one of those plastic ones that everyone uses, and then I hooked into, or I gripped onto a big ling and he did a death roll and that thing snapped like a toothpick. But anyways, the one thing that this fish grip does not do that the higher end ones do is the higher end ones will rotate right here. Okay, it'll rotate so that if you have a really big fish and then they roll, it'll roll with it. This one does not, but again, I think it's the best thing going for under, you know, like 30 bucks.
Okay, that's gonna bring this video to an end. As always, I appreciate you. Get out there, have fun, be safe, and we will see you soon on our next adventure. Bye for now.